Hey, if you've ever felt inadequate as a Christ follower, if you're ever discouraged by your own personal failures, if you sometimes wonder if you belong among the Christians, sort of, I want you to meet Simon Peter, one of my personal favorite people in the Bible. What a character. When we first meet Peter, he is already failing at fishing. Jesus calls him to follow him, and then Peter just keeps failing. He has bad theology. He has a foot-shaped mouth. He denies Jesus repeatedly. Peter has an ego. Peter gets cocky. Peter is comically blind to his weaknesses, and then he helps change the course of history for Jesus. Not due to his promise or his skills or his intellect, but 100% due to Christ's power and grace. I mean, anybody else would have fired this guy, but Jesus stays faithful to him and transforms him. Don't you love that? Don't you hope that that could be true of you? Well, check this out. When he was an old man, Peter had something to say to you. In a letter written to first century Christians, Peter says, "You also, like living stones, are being built into a spiritual house. You are a chosen people, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, God's special possession, that you may declare the praises of him who called you out of darkness and into his wonderful light." That's in 1 Peter chapter 2. Peter is saying, my story is your story too. It's our story. It's the story of how Jesus takes people who don't get it, who aren't consistent, who backslide, who talk too much and believe too little, and he changes us into beautiful, consistent, powerful ambassadors of the kingdom of heaven. Don't you love that? Believe that. Remember that as you go through your day today. If you have feelings of, I can't do this, I'm overwhelmed, I'm not good enough, remember Jesus sees you and Jesus chose you and Jesus is changing you into someone who declares the beauty of the God of light in this dark world. Hey, speaking of Simon Peter, can I ask you for prayer? This week I'm putting finishing touches on the book that I'm writing about Simon Peter. It's coming out in mid-August. And this fall at TLC, we'll be doing a church-wide study along with other churches with small groups, featuring small group videos that we filmed in Israel and in Rome. You can get more details at flawedfollower.com. You can watch a preview video there and pre-order the book too. I want you to know I don't make any money off of this. I do all of this just as part of my job as a pastor. But I am saying this because I would really appreciate your prayer as we finalize the audiobook, the printed book, the Kindle book, the Spanish translation, the videos, and everything else that goes into this. Well, thank you. Remember, if Jesus chose and loved Peter and worked through him, and he was so flawed, he can work through you and through me too. Live in that, own that, and have a great day.